But I'm gonna go for the SLYLANDRO. I want to get rid of them. So we're gonna meet them, go to their whole world, meet them, and tell them to stop. There's something wrong with their probes. Hopefully they will listen. The beauty of quasi-space, you don't use fuel. Downside of quasi-space, it still advances time, even though they say that it's between time and space. Yeah, I did save. Yep. Yep, I did. Quasi maps widely available at your friendly neighborhood World Wide Web. Yeah, that's where I got it from. Hey there, Geyseric. Not the Geyseric. Geyseric442. Welcome to the stream. So what has happened so far? Where are we at going? We are at the situation of I have met the Vux, Yehat, Shafixti, Pekunk, Ilrath, and the Spathi. I've done the SpiderMwa thing that I've met them on their moon and told them stuff, and I have the ability to build more of the Spathi fighters. And as you can see, I've got Pekunk with me, so they're allies. I found the Shafixti, the one Shafixti that there is. I need to go and talk to Zex about producing more Shafixti, and then I can get the Yehat for myself. I still haven't visited. In a previous stream, I visited the Zakfat pick, but I haven't on this one because I had to restart the game over so I can do better in the game. So I played earlier today to get to where I was in the previous streams, although I forgot to go and find the Zakfat pick. So I need to meet again. But for today, I got, like I said, I got myself to the same place as we were before, and I worked my way to get to the Arilo. And we're here now at the quasi space, and we're gonna just explore the world from there. Just do stuff. So that's pretty much where we are at right now, and we're going to take care of the SLYLANDRO. More of a jaw sound. Ah, Juseric. Got it. No, I haven't been with the sirens. No, I haven't found the siren yet, and not even the Mycon. That's still in the future. Don't feel bad about getting confused on this, Gabriel. In my novel Plight, I keep multiple notepads open to keep track of character names, names of locations, etc. just to stay on top of things. No way I'm going to know about species X, Y, and Z. Darkwind Pertur is now hosting me. Well, thank you for the host. Now welcome to the stream. No way I'm going to know about species X, Y, and Z from quadrant whatever in this game, and it's all just this mismatched. Just let Spider track it all for us. Yep. Like I said, I have all the notes about the game. All the alien home worlds, rainbow worlds, some resource areas that can be good for me, and all the stuff that I need to know what to do with each of the alien races. So we're good. I got this. So now that we're back in normal space, we can now travel to Vega. No, actually, Beta Corby. Was it Beta Corby? SLYLANDRO Beta Corby 4. Alright, so that's where we're going. Beta Corby, away! And the fourth planet in there is their home base. If you use Scrivener, you don't need multiple notepads open. Let's see what we got here. Rainbow World speed runs into blowing the hell out of the Thradash is my fave time waster. A primordial world. So it's kind of like Earth. Gonna use a lot of fuel. No, tectonics, it's 8. Nope, nope, nope. I need to find the mel norm, sell all the data that I have gathered, and hope that we get at least 150, so we can buy the next upgrade, whichever it is. Well, the closest to the star is a green world. Let's see what kind of a planet this is. An acid? Yeah. Interestingly enough, it supports life. Do you have 75 data? Is there any way to check? No. You can't check on how much data you have. You can only check the cargo on how much, you know, minerals you have. Oh, 289 data. I forgot that that last one down there actually is the data. 289. It's a lot of data. So we're good. We're good on the data. Once we get a mel norm to appear somewhere, we're good. No weather. Well, it's a vacuum. No surprising. Not a big surprise, but actually it is surprising because that's the first planet I've seen that it says none on either the weather or the tectonics. So this is where the SLYLANDRO are. How many Rainbow World locations do you have to sell? 0. I haven't found any yet. I only found one so far to get some upgrades. So I need to go and find more Rainbow Worlds. Ah, a peace world. Nothing.
Hello, visitor. We are the SLYLANDRO. I am Content to Hover, a SLYLANDRO speaker.
Cool.
Your presence here fills us with excitement. We have gotten so few visitors over these many drawn. We hope you can stay to talk with us for a time.
Well, there's a lot to discuss here. I am SpiderMwa, exotic name, captain of the Earth starship Blobros. This is Blobros, by the way. This is what the starship is named after, Blobros. No, Blob! It fell to the floor. There. What the heck are you?
Oh, this is terribly exciting. We will be happy to tell you about ourselves if you would please do the same.
Sure.
You see, we SLYLANDRO have been extremely interested in learning about the galaxy, but our physique makes us incapable of leaving our gas giant home.
Huh.
Therefore, we are totally reliant on our infrequent visitors to keep us informed about events outside this planetary system. And visitors usually only show up every few drawn. We hope that our newly deployed exploration probe fleet will not only gather information for us, but inform other races of our presence here as well.
Well, about that. And also, you could meet with the mel norm and maybe buy some info from them, which we should do. Looking it up on the PC, granted I've been very pleased with OpenOffice for years, but tracking of info is a bit manual. Exactly how long is a drawn?
The drawn is our primary unit of time. It lasts for an interval equivalent to 4 million rotations of our planet. A drawn is subdivided into 2,000 dranasa. Now please, our turn. Will you tell us about yourselves?
So you get a visitor every few million years. Xylophone? Really? Most of us come from a large rocky world called Earth.
Yes, that seems to be the pattern. Just about everyone who comes by here says they developed on a world a lot like that. As far as we know, we're the only sentient species who's ever evolved in the atmosphere of a gas giant. Of course, from what we know, most travelers like yourselves don't have much interest in gas giants. So maybe there are others like us, SLYLANDRO, out there somewhere.
Could be. Possibly, because nobody cares about the gas giants because there's no minerals or such in there. That's why. Although there might be some valuable gases. But mostly people go for minerals anyway. We travel the galaxy in starships seeking knowledge and contact with other sentients. We're on a 5-year mission.
That must be great. To leave your planet and roam the stars. You don't know how monotonous living on a gas giant for 3 or 4 Drawn can be.
Wow.
Clouds, clouds, clouds. Wind, lightning, clouds, clouds, clouds. That's it. We know a lot about clouds. If you've got any cloud questions, ask us. We have over 800 different symbolic references just to describe them.
Okay.
Most of the time, when we aren't eating, we hover around and talk about what the clouds look like. Of course, the only things we know about are clouds, food, and other SLYLANDRO. So generally, that's what we think the clouds look like.
How are these things still alive? I mean, so many millions of years just existing like this. Well, I'm glad that they're not bored. So that's a good thing. Our primary objective right now is to free ourselves from the evil Ur-Quan.
The Ur-Quan? The long brownish guys from the milieu with all the eyes and arms?
Yeah, them.
They used to come visit us regularly about 3 Drawns ago.
Really?
They told us about all the interesting things they found from their scouting missions. They were really nice. Why do you fight with them?
Because after a long while they became oppressors. I think you are confused. Those aren't the Ur-Quan we're talking about. Ours are green.
But the Ur-Quan were such good guys. They had lots of interesting things to tell us about, and they never got impatient with our questions. Well, I guess a lot can happen to a species in 3 Drawn, like turning green and evil.
Yeah, that would be many millions of years of evolution. That can change a lot of things. We are particularly interested in studying unusual planets and life forms.
Oh! Then you should go check out a planet orbiting a blue star not too far from here. I think there is another blue star right next to it. We can't describe exactly where it is, but the people who told us about it, the Ur-Quan I think, said that it was one of the rarest worlds in space, and that as far as they knew, there were only 10 of these planets in this part of the galaxy.
Huh. I wonder what place they're talking about. There's a lot of blue stars out there. Well, that's enough about us for now.
Okay, but please, can we talk about you some more later?
Sure. But for now, probes. What probes are you talking about?
You know, it's funny. We hadn't heard from the outside galaxy in a whole Janasa. And then the Melno may come by and sell us a probe.
Oh.
And just a few hundred rotations later, you show up. Oh, the probes? Right. Well, like we said, just a short time ago, a race called the Melno stopped by. They said they had acquired some information revealing our existence, and they wanted to study us if we didn't mind. In fact, the Melno said they would pay us for the right to do so.
Uh-huh.
I guess they are biology nuts or something.
No, just information.
Anyway, in exchange for our information, they gave us a probe vessel.
What are those glowy bits inside of you?
Oh my! I forgot. You creatures see in the visual range and can see our, well, we can't see them. What I mean to say is, they are, well, we use them when the male and the female, well, look, I'd rather if you didn't ask about them, okay? Especially not in front of Soul and Plummet. She's shy.
So, all this time talking to you, we've been staring at your organs. Well, that's the best way to meet somebody. Naked. Tell me about the other races who have visited you over the years.
Years? Oh, you mean drawn?
Yeah,
Well, let's see. There was the malfunctioning just a few rotations back. Then we go all the way back over 3 drawn ago to the Ur-Quan and the other milieu guys. The Yuli and the Draw, I think.
Those are some ancient things. Milieu? What is the milieu? Who are the Yuli and the Draw?
Let me remember. That was a long, long time ago. I was only a nymph then.
A nymph?
Oh, yes, that's it. The sentient milieu was a cooperative association of sentient alien species.
Ah, like Star Control.
The Yuli, the Draw, the Taelo, the Mailman, the Foz, and the Ur-Quan, who lived across a wide section of the galaxy. They talked with us fairly frequently for almost half a drawn. Then suddenly, the visit stopped, and we haven't heard from them since.
Yeah, I wonder what happened. Couldn't be at all that the Ur-Quan turned evil and green. Were there any other visitors we hear besides the Belnorm and the Milieu races?
Yes, there was another race. A highly sophisticated species of shaggy giants
Yeti?
who made repeated trips to our world over a period of several drawn.
Bigfoot?
They even installed a broadcasting satellite in orbit around our world, which let us talk with them whenever we wanted. They were called
Wookiee?
I'm sorry, I can't remember their names. It was a long, long time ago.
Well, you said the hairy giants. They sound like Wookiee. Didn't know that the Wookiee would come here. I want to say brains. Yow, that sounds like the precursors. What else can you tell us about this race?
I wish I knew more of the information you seek, Traveler. But we last saw the Shaggy ones just over 39 drawn ago, and very little from that era has remained intact in our history chants. Hold on a minute. Let me consult with associates Joyce Lifting and Sullen Plummet.
Love the names.
Joyce Lifting, who has a better memory than I, recalls that the Shaggy ones were described as being worried.
Hey, Candy.
They were always hurrying from place to place, seeking knowledge as though they were in a desperate search for some important secret, some answer to a question that they never shared with us. Sullen Plummet remembers that the last time the Shaggy ones visited our world, they came aboard a great circular starship, one even larger than your own. They had discovered their answer and were leaving to go somewhere, and they didn't tell us exactly where somewhere was.
Interesting. This is extremely important to us. Don't you know anymore?
No, I have told you. One moment. Joyce Lifting transmits. Joyce Lifting has remembered something else, though it does not relate to the Shaggy One's question, answer, or departure destination.
42.
What my associate communicates is the description of a set of 10 worlds, unlike all others.
The rainbow?
The Shaggy Ones either discovered these planets, or, this is garbled, assembled them? We were told the planets were, again this is confusing, organized in some pattern which in some way alluded to the Shaggy One's ultimate fate. One of the worlds was described as orbiting one of a pair of blue stars not far from here. Another of these worlds circled a large white sun. That is all we can remember.
Well, there is the Pegasi, downwards, that has a rainbow world on it. So I think that's what they're talking about, rainbow worlds. Why would the rainbow worlds be like a, of some other significance? Maybe that's why the Milnorm are so interested in the rainbow world. Because they know that they have something to do with the precursors. Makes sense to me. Because, like I said, Milnorm are into the information. They're brokers. Can you give me details about your probes?
Sure. if you are interested. In exchange for information about the life on Source, the Melnorme offered to give us a remote exploration probe. It would roam the galaxy, gathering information and contacting alien races, and when it had filled its data storage units, it would return here and reveal to us everything it had learned.
Let me guess. That never happened. It's kind of funny to think that there might yet be a mystery machine driving about in space. Could be. What was the probe's program?
It was sent on a 500 rotation mission to seek out new life and new civilizations, to boldly go where no catalog item 2418, remote self-replicating robot explorer probe, had gone before.
So where exactly did you say you got your probe from?
From the Melnorme Traveler Traders. It was catalog item 2418, remote self-replicating robot explorer probe, the economy model.
Economy model? Yeah, that's why it's broken. Why did the Melnorme sell it to you?
The Melnorme traded it to us for data on the life on Source. They said the information was unique and was worth, I don't really understand their units of exchange.
Credits.
Something like 10,000 Credots or something like that.
Credits.
Fortunately, that was exactly the price of their catalog item 2418, remote self-replicating robot explorer probe.
Well, there's the problem with the probe. It's self-replicating. In other words, it gathers some, basic minerals and then makes copies of itself. That's why it's a virus outside in the galaxy. How long ago did you get the probe?
200 or 300 rotations, I guess.
Man, those probes have been out there a long time. Can you explain the probe's replication ability?
Well, we're not hardware people, so we only know the theory.
Right.
What happens is that while the probe is exploring space, whenever it's not doing something more important, it hunts for asteroids and similar space junk, zaps it into its component parts, absorbs the debris, and when it has enough raw materials stored inside, it manufactures a perfect replica of itself. So even though we only bought one probe, by now there should be hundreds of probes, maybe even thousands.
You never thought that this could be a problem? They probably know all kinds of credit card numbers by now. Well, why then do your probes attack our ships?
Our probes do not attack. They have only defensive capabilities. Offensive behavior is not part of the instructions we programmed into the probe. To do so would be reprehensible.
Can we talk a little bit more about the probe's program?
Sure. What would you like to know?
Would you explain the general outline of the probe's program?
Sure. It was a difficult task for us, since we'd never done anything like that before. But for the most part, we just adjusted its standard program, which went something like scan for targets as defined in target list.
Yeah.
If no current target, then select new target from the current targets list using specified priorities. If current position is at current target, then set current behavior to new behavior based on behavior priority settings.
Okay.
Perform current behavior. Okay, that's the basic program. I said it was simple.
Well, it is
and
basic.
Here are the tables used by the program. Target list with associated target priority. Space vessel 5. Transmission source 4. Astronomical anomaly 3. Planet-bearing life signature 2. Raw replication materials 1. Probe behaviors with assigned priorities. Communicate 5. Record data 4. Analyze data 3. Seek replication materials 999. Move to current target 1. That's it.
I wonder if the 999 is causing a problem with it. Could that be a bug causing them to go all hostile? I wonder. That's a nasty program, and they screwed it up spectacularly. With that 999 there, that kind of takes priority over everything else, so yeah, that's why they attack you constantly. First they act like they're nice, because that they're programmed into them, but then it defaults to just gathering raw materials. In other words, they see whatever target they get ahead of them as a component pile, and try to get it into raw materials so they can replicate more of them. So yeah, they screwed up, royally screwed up. To measure the probe's defensive capabilities, elaborate.
That behavior was hard-coded by the Milnorme. We couldn't mess with it. Essentially, the probe will only fire its weapons if it has been attacked and cannot communicate with the attacker.
And when defending itself, it uses its lightning weapon?
No. The probe is armed with a battery of missiles. It doesn't use its electrical discharge device in combat.
Except that's the only... What missile batteries? It always attacked us with lightning bolts.
That's impossible. It's inconceivable.
Inconceivable.
The electrical discharge device is used only for breaking down raw replication materials into their component compounds for easy gathering.
See, that's what I just explained. The programming makes them do that, exactly. That's why they attack with the lightning bolts. Because they are trying to reduce the ship into raw materials so they can replicate. Would you tell me about replication behavior?
I'd be glad to. You see, the probe has the capability to seek out raw materials, process the raw materials into component compounds, collect the compounds, and then, when it has a sufficient supply, it can build a duplicate of itself. We decided that since we had only one probe, we should change the replication priority and crank it up so that there would be more probes sooner.
And because you don't know anything about programming, you didn't see any problem with this. What priority did you assign to replication?
Well, the factory setting was 2, in between movement at 1 and analyze data at 3. I told Joyce Lifting to set it a bit higher. Let me ask him what he set it to.
999.
Oh, my. That was a bit extreme, wasn't it?
999.
Joyce Lifting told me he changed it to 999, the highest setting on the dial.
Yeah, that kinda is a problem. What is the effect of the priority settings on behavior?
I'm pretty sure the way it works is that every time a behavior is completed or interrupted, the program selects a new behavior based on the defined behavior target priorities and what kind of target is currently selected. I think a really high priority would cause a probe to focus its attention on that behavior.
So when they attack us, or when we contact one, and when it talks to us first, that's their first behavior. But when we answer them, that actually that is disrupting or interrupting their behavior, and thus it defaults to the 999. Your probe does destroy ships, and I can prove it.
No, it cannot. It is not programmed for hostile behavior. What is your reasoning?
I've lost 2 peconks to it. Think about what a probe does when it meets a ship.
Spaceships are the probe's highest priority, because we want more than anything to make friendly contact with alien races.
You're forgetting what the highest is. Think about the probe's replication behavior.
The probe seeks raw materials and processes them in preparation for replication.
Think about the effect of changing the replication behavior's priority.
The answer is simple. It would spend more of its time seeking raw materials for its replication process. So what?
Now, what will it do to a ship, given that its replication priority is set to maximum?
I don't see what you are getting at, but I'll play along with you. Like I said, alien ships are the top priority target. Once a probe scanned a ship, it would instantly move toward it. Then, when it got to the ship, it would initiate communication automatically. When communications were terminated, a new behavior would be selected, and... a new behavior would be selected. And since the replication setting was set to maximum, the probe wouldn't get time to pick a new target. It would use the current target, the ship, for raw replication materials. It would process the ship, break it into component compounds with electrical discharges. Oh no! What have we done? Traveler, you must tell us what we can do! How can we stop the probes from destroying all life in the galaxy?
At least they see a light immediately. They're not completely dumb. I don't suppose you have some kind of mega self-destruct code or something. Science 100. Yeah. Science 100. Intelligence 1. I don't suppose you have some kind of mega self-destruct code or something.
Why yes, there is. You're a genius, Traveler. Why didn't we remember that?
Super genius.
There's a problem though. How are we going to transmit the code? Well, while we ponder that problem, at least we can give you the code sequence. That way, if you run into a probe, you can destroy it without getting shot at.
Goodbye, SLYLANDRO gas bags.
Goodbye, human fluid sack.
Mutual respect right there. Or Civ on the science variables. One of variables. English, the language I know how to pronounce. So, what was the civilization Gandhi screw up? What was the bug? Was it that no matter what you did, you always Gandhi would go from like is it anger or hate rating? That when it should be going down to 0, it actually reverts up to 100, so he would always be angry no matter what. I was thinking of a patch code update first, but destroy thyself works. That's the solution in the game. They gave us the code, and whenever now we meet a SLYLANDRO probe, we can just put up the code to it and it will be destroyed. No need to fight them ever again. His aggression rating had integer looped around from minimum to maximum. Yeah, that's what I remembered. Yeah. Does Gandhi work the same way in nuclear war? Nah. I don't know how everybody works in nuclear war. Never figured out what their behaviors are in general. I mean, I know that some of the characters use propaganda more, while some are more defensive, while others are just pure aggression. So he'd become a warmonger at least later in the game, yeah? I'm surprised nobody has done a remake of that game. Nuclear War? I think somebody tried at one point. But it wasn't much of a remake, as far as I remember. At least I have this kind of a feeling that somebody tried to make a remake of it. Independently. But there, SLYLANDRO problem solved. Now we go out into the hyperspace, use all of our fuel, and try to contact wait for the male Norm to find us. Meanwhile, I'm gonna go to Beta Pegasi, because that's where a rainbow world exists. That's the twin blue star place they were talking about. Also, along the way, this is Pavonis. This is where we can go to the Alpha Pavonis and find the Ur-Quan Dreadnought. But let's go for Pegasi first. I want to find the rainbow world first. The dev team embraced the general idea of this bug as a feature and justified it. In later games, Gandhi hated the Imperialists and nuclear weapons, and he'd treat them aggressively in self-defense to protect his moral values. Yep. Back after playing around with strong sulfuric acid. That doesn't sound good.
I had itchy pods this morning, Captain, and here you are.
I am here.
Now, what can we do for you today?
I love the way he talks. I have some items I would like to sell.
What would you like to sell, Captain?
Is it the PC remaster? Yeah, this is the Ur-Quan Masters version of it. Hey there, Jarizla. Welcome to the stream. I have some data on alien life forms.
The 289 units of biological data
Yay, 578 credits. That's even more credits than you get from one Rainbow World. Autos! Ilta. I would like to make
What items would you like to buy today?
Some fuel.
How much fuel do you wish to purchase?
Well, if I used 110 fuel, so it's 1 credit for a fuel unit, we would still have 468. That's good. Maximum?
Fuel transferred to your
We
vessel.
could buy 3 upgrades, I think, with this money. New technology?
The technology, improvements to your planet landers, which make them resistant to hostile.
I would like to buy the technology you described.
Our reinforcement procedures on your... Now, provided your crew will stop putting their hands out the windows, they will be much better protected against hostile life forms.
Good.
The technology we are now offering includes blueprints, which show how to increase your lander's cargo space
Yes.
to double its present volume.
Instead of 50, we can carry 100 cargo in a lander. I'm actually still at work and had to make a solution out of it. So you literally were playing around with strong sulfuric acid to make something out of it. Gotcha. Rise and shine, Mr. Freeman, and buy our products. Kind of like G-Man, yeah. But they're more... what's the word? Friendly? You know? Amiable? I would like to buy the technology you described.
I hope this makes your resource gathering more cost-effective.
You
Captain.
don't know how
The
much.
technology we are now offering includes blueprints, which show how to add double capacity fuel tanks.
Ooh, that would be nice, but I don't want to purchase any more technology.
What else would you like to buy?
We want information, thank you.
As you know, in our many centuries of star trading, we Melnorme have come to learn much about what happens in our galaxy, both now and in the ancient past.
Yeah, we want info on
We
the
have also
precursors.
kept records on the diverse alien races in your region space. We will share this crucial knowledge with you for a fee of 75 credits per informative fact. No refunds.
Understandable. What should we go for? Alien races first, maybe? Although current events would be good to find out if there's anything that we're missing. Historical information is also very nice because that's usually precursor. No, buy more tech. But the information is also extremely valuable in this. We need to know what's happening. It helps us in the long run to, you know, figure out stuff. Because without the information, we might not know what we need to do in some places. Far cheaper than the knowledge about their LED light changing illumination system. Yeah, that's 12 million credits. Never gonna get that. Probably actually a funny Easter egg if you actually were able to get 12 million credits in the game and you try to buy the information about why the light changes. But the walkthrough though, yeah, even with the walkthrough itself said that buying the information is valuable to you. I mean, even with the walkthrough, we still don't know anything about the galaxy, what's happening. Buying the information will give us all the clues that we need to do, because without them, if we go to some place, we don't know what we need to talk about. But once we get the information, it's like playing an adventure game. You need to get the clue first to get to the solution. It's that kind of an adventure game style. Without the information first, we cannot get to the solution. And these guys are actually really good at giving us the clues that we might need for some situations. Especially like with the Mycon, the Cyrene. That's what we get out of them, that would be good. What other was there? The Otwig, I think, also is good information from them. The talking bet that the Arilu mentioned, we can get information about it. I'll think of it as paying for backstory. We also need to get information about the precursors, because with the information from these guys about the precursors, we might be able to get info about some precursor items that we can get from places, because they have the info about them. So they might give us like a location for such a precursor item or a relic that we can go get for. I don't remember exactly, but buying info from these guys is important. So let's buy information about the current events.
While you probably believe that the Shofixti are extinct,
I know there's one.
Caused their sun to flare with a device identical to the Utwig super bomb.
The what?
The truth is not so simple.
Utwig what?
There yet exists a chance to resuscitate this meta-marsupial species, though it will not be easy. The problem at hand seems simple. Bring together two Shofixti of different sexes.
Of course.
And the carnal gymnastics proceed.
Carnal
Given the
gymnastics.
Short gestation and maturation time of the Shofixti, you will have thousands of the creatures in 10 years and millions in 20.
Carnal
Finding
gymnastics.
The name of the species is easier than flop.
Flop?
Simply visit the Shofixti's blasted star system at Delta Gorno.
Been there, done that.
Captain Tanaka, or its sibling, Katana, shall greet you on your arrival. A warning. These warriors are old.
I know.
And if they mistake
Yeah, I know.
retreat and try.
Done that.
The females of the species will be more difficult to obtain.
Do tell.
The only supply of such remaining in the galaxy is at Alpha Cherenkov 1.
Yeah, Zex.
As part of General Zex's bizarre and beloved menagerie. Fortunately for you, Captain, Zex is considered, well, perverse by his fellow bots.
I know, he likes humans.
This is because Zex actually enjoys the presence of human beings. To acquire the Shofixti females, you will have to appease Zex. Or kill him.
I'd rather the diplomatic way, even though I have pretty much the best ships to destroy a box with. Spotty. And that is why I was hoping that patching those roaming probes might have been superior. Who knows what information those things may have collected that could have been rather useful. Job. They haven't gathered any information. They've only just been attacking ships and everything to get raw materials. That's what they're programmed to do. They have gathered no information at all over these years. None. At all. Anywhere. Because the programming reverts to them getting raw materials from ships. Their first target is always a starship. Then, when their other programming gets interrupted, they attack to get the raw materials. And they replicate, and the circle continues. It was an endless loop, no gathering information, just raw materials all the time. Every day, all day. So the patching would not have helped at all to get any info. Job means that they could be patched to do their jobs properly. They would then stop destroying ships and start gathering data. But he said, who knows what information those things may have collected that could have been rather useful. That's what I'm talking about, not about the future. He was talking about the past, and I'm explaining that's not what they have done at all. Yet again, you misheard the message, Gabriel. That's why you're such a lovable muffin. So, I will pay for useful data on alien races?
The Zakfatik are a friendly co-op of 3 alien species, all native to the same world. They are presently suffering severe collateral damage from the ritual combat between Ur-Quan and the Korah.
The what?
While this is unfortunate for the Zakfatik, they have been forced to abandon many of their worlds. This close proximity to the inter-Ur-Quan war will give them insights into the conflict, which will be of great use to you. In addition, this close proximity to the inter-Ur-Quan war will give them insights into the conflict, which will be of great use to you.
Good point.
In addition, the Zakfatik met the Chenjesu early on in the war and are eager to make allies who can protect them from their enemies.
Woo.
In case you are interested, the Zakfatik homeworld is at
I do know that. Well, thanks for the info.
What else would you like to buy?
Nothing. I got only 80 credits to my name.
It has been a pleasure dealing with you, Captain.
You as well.
Look forward to your next visit.
We shall see when that is. Maybe next time when I have the hypercaster, I can actually call you. For now, let's head on where we needed to head towards to. The Beta Pegasi for the Rainbow World. So next time when we meet the Melnorme, we will have them some data and they will give us lots of credit for it. And after that, we're gonna go for the Pavonis to find the Dreadnought. So we're gonna get the pod and go back to Arilu and tell them, here's your thing, now give us stuff. And then we can go to the quasi-space and hyperspace and all in much speed. Well, pretty much to the quasi-space to speed up stuff. Traveling faster. I think I'd need to rewind and look at those priorities again. Thought there was some value that didn't intercept the 999 deal. Alas, I'm terminating this inquiry. All of the spaces, yep. The job, you missed the whole thing. Their priority was, as they explained, 1. Contact starships. 2. Communicate with them. 3. 999 overrides everything else. 4. Raw materials. 5. Replicate. 6. Profit? But that's how they worked. That's how the programming worked, and that's why it was so screwed up. Where you're not listening to the guys some blob thingamajigs of living things when they explain stuff. Am I the only one who's paying attention to what their people are explaining in the game? Of course I have to, because I'm playing the game. I have to pay attention to all of this. Just feels weird that I need to re-explain what they've just been explained in the game. But then again, some of you guys are programmers, so you get curious about all this. Selenic world. I wonder what Selenic is. Well, at least this is a safe planet to go to. We really should go back home, though. We got only... We don't have any storage space. That's why. Somebody forgot that we have our storage full, so we should go home. But if you change the priority back to 2, wouldn't they stop destroying ships? Or would they still sometimes do it? They would sometimes do it, but they would definitely stop them from attacking them right away. So yeah, changing it from 999 to 2 would stop them from destroying the ships. They would only attack a ship if they were attacked first. All that gold, all that valuable. Manifest cargo. Get rid of this. Free 119. That's not much. Also, why are we talking about how to program things that you cannot do anything about in the game anyway? Because that's how the game has been, how this game has been designed already, how things be done, and there's nothing we can do about it. I mean, this is a whole moot point about us talking about how things could have been fixed when they cannot be fixed in the other way. The game says that they can only be destroyed, and that's that. Ah. I know that we have no repair option in game, but it's so sad. I don't find it sad. It's just the option. But I'm walking away to take a shower now. Enjoy. Enjoy that shower. You show that shower who's boss. What? I'm in the body. We're in the body. What did you just do? Did you destroy cargo? Yep. I got rid of the lesser valuables. See, so now we got 870 of the precious metals. All this cheap stuff out of here. All this gold and good stuff. Yes. Because we're gonna get so many rules and when we go back home. It's almost embarrassing. We gotta be super rich. Like super rich. Now we just need to find the rainbow world in here. So we can give data to the Melnorme. I think this should be it. Usually is the one closest to the star. Ta-da-da-da! It's super hot. There isn't that many valuables out there. Don't forget that. I mean, it could have radioactives there, which are more valuable than the gold. I ain't gonna risk it. Too much fire. We need fire protection from the Melnorme. We need more upgrades. Well, at least now we have the data to give them so they can give us upgrades. And also, we need to find more rainbow worlds to get even more credits. Because we need to upgrade the lander to its fullest capacity before we go into the end game. Or at least for the talking pet. Yeah, the talking pet. We need it to be upgraded, fully upgraded. Your landers need asbestos underwear. Exactly. And also, Happy New Year in the game! December 31st. So it's gotta be January 1st. Beep, 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 beep. Do, 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 do. That's what it would sound like in Millennium 2.2. Happy New Year. So should I go home first? Or go for the Dreadnought? I mean, the Dreadnought is right here. So we can get the pod that we can give to the Arilu. Home is so far away, so we should do the Dreadnought first. I don't know. I mean, I can I can do this. There, we have more crew. But my reasoning is that we can go to the Alpha Pavonis, find the Dreadnought wreckage, get the pod from there, go to Arilu, give them the pod that they need, they'll install the caster onto Blob Ross, then we can go to Quasi-Space whenever we want, and we can fast travel to Sol, to home, immediately. Without spending too much fuel. That's my thinking.